All right, so we're going to go over my trades for today. I took only 2 trades today on HKD, and both were small winners. This one had news out earlier this morning. So newsroom here had a headline at 9:09. HKD AMTD digital first half 2023 financials achieved over 130% increase in net profit. That's pretty good. And we got a little move on that. So that was my trade. The one that I'm looking at right now was LUNR. I saw it earlier. I noticed that some traders had it on their watch list for a daily breakout, which is valid. I mean, it was definitely valid. A little extended still off the 9 moving average, but was worth watching. So this morning, I had the chart up on this monitor over here. So it was on a side chart. And initially I saw it pop up right here to 44. And I was like, oh, here you go. And then it drops down to 38. And I was like, whoo, yikes, that is not fun. And it was on very light volume. Then it comes back up again. It goes to 46. And, again, I was like, wow, okay. You're getting a move. And then right back down to 40. And I was like, yikes. And then it came back up here and it went. And you know what? For those that stepped up to the plate, it took some courage for you to do that. You get a reward of the win. I didn't have the courage to take that trade and to press the buy button. It seemed like there were a number of traders that got in around 44. I saw one person mention 2,000 shares long at 44 and then added as it squeezed up. And, 2,000 shares, 10 points, that's $20,000 trade. So there was definitely money to be made on it, but I just didn't have the risk tolerance, and that's part of being in trader rehab after having a red week last week, right? So we were looking at some metrics here this morning. So after having a red week last week, I just needed to be green yesterday, and I was green, and today I'm green. So these are small green days. They're not, I'm just not in a position where I can afford to take a tremendous amount of risk right now. And I would have needed to be willing to potentially have, possibly a $2 a share loss on LUNR, because with this level of volatility, it just would be hard not to potentially have that kind of loss, right? Getting in at 44, it could drop back down to 42. 2 points gone. I don't know what's going on with my internet here, but in any case, so yeah, so great job on LUNR for those that traded it. So I traded HKD, which was a pre-market trade, 909. News comes out, and it goes here. You can see from 810 all the way up to 880. That's not bad. I got in a little on the high side. It first pops up and it pulls back, and I was like, So here's kind of my workflow, or whatever you want to call it, my process. So I see the news. I pull up the level 2. All right, so I pull up the level 2 and I see it at the time kind of a big spread. And I was like, I don't know. And I look at the daily chart and I'm thinking, oh, this stock's been so beaten up. I mean, it's off of its lows, but just yesterday was the low, so of all time. So it's a big, it's had a big pullback from the crazy move that it had last year, for those that recall. So anyways, goes from this all the way up here to $2,500 a share and then back down. Earlier this year, you had a nice move right there. So I was like, I don't know if I'm really going to expect too much out of this one. I sort of feel like it's overdone. And even though the news sounds good, the price action is a little choppy. Pops up to 860, drops back down to like 830, pulls back, and then pops back up here to 860. And I was like, okay, if it's able to get back up to 860, that's good. That's what I like to see. And so I pressed the buy button as it broke through 860. All right, so I waited for 860 to break, and we got that break of 860, and it went up to 880, which is 20 cents a share. I only captured about 6 cents a share. I took 6,000 shares on my first trade, made 5 cents, which is $300. Second trade, I bought 1,000 shares and made, I guess, another $100 or so. But in any case, I traded 7,000 shares total and made only $400. So it really wasn't a big winner. And then there was a seller at 880, 30,000 shares on the ask. I saw a block order go through for a full 29,000 shares, and that seller didn't move. So that's when I realized that we had a hidden seller, an iceberg order, and it tried to break, but of course it couldn't. Big seller there, and it came back down. So it even tried to come up again, but couldn't break that level. So anyways, that was HKD. LLAP was the leading gapper this morning, up 50%. Nice move early, and I didn't sit down early enough. So when I sat down, it was like 7:15. It was basically at the peak, and I was like, well, I missed that one. So I missed it, and it pulled back, and that was the cleanest move of the whole day, I guess, aside from LUNR. But again, as I said on LUNR, this one unfortunately just congrats to those that got a trade on it, but no doubt required a pretty serious risk tolerance that unfortunately after a red week last week, I just don't have right now. So that's okay. Green day. My goal today was to come in to try to get green, not do anything crazy. Mission accomplished. I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. Reminder, as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical, and there's no guarantee you'll find success. Whether you trade or own, you learn from me, so make sure you take it slow. And I'll see you guys back here first thing tomorrow morning.